gross. This is why my hair looks like this. It's crazy. What are you going to do? So I totally just recorded a video blog on the whole Taylor Swift versus Katy Perry little feud going on. And then I realized I had hit camera and not video. So that one's gone. And I really don't feel like repeating myself. So maybe another day. What I did want to talk about was something I kind of got into a rant earlier at work about. And it's the whole Ray Rice NFL situation. So I tend to throw tantrums, as some people have seen. You know, it happens, whatever. It's kind of funny. And last night, Joey got to see a tantrum because I was watching football with him, and at the end of it, there was a commentator talking about the football games, and he goes, oh, the NFL has had 2 arrests this week, and this is happening in 2 domestic violence things, and, can't we just get back to the game? And I'm like, oh, hell no, you cannot just get back to the game. First of all, sir, I don't know if you have domestic violence charges. I don't know who does. It's not my problem. Like, I don't know who you are. Who are you to say that? What do you know about anything? Like, I don't know who this guy is, and for the fact of the matter is, I have a lot of issues with the Ray Rice thing. I mean, there's just so much going on, and what do they say? We used to have this term in philosophy, and it's sort of, it's like everything overlaps. I'll have to think about what it is. It'll come to me in a minute. But anyways, it's just really like, shoot, it was something of oppression. It was in the cube of oppression. Anyways, it's the systematic layers of oppression, if you want to call it, with lack of a better term. And so here's what I think. First, Ray Rice, wrong what he did. Second of all, we have young black football players as well as other sports athletes, who are being made examples of, which is a problem. Then you have to look at his wife, and, people are like, the hashtag, this is why I stayed. And there are a lot of reasons. And, it's not our place. I'm sorry, it is not my place to judge her life. And yes, well, we all love to go to her and say, let's get you help and let's do this. I have been in the victim of domestic violence, and I can tell you, it doesn't matter what anyone tells you when you're in that situation until you decide to get out, until something happens that you have to leave. It's really hard, and in your head, you will not listen to anybody. My parents, everyone told me, and I couldn't see it. So let me tell you, it's not something that anyone in the world, by firing Ray Rice, it's not going to happen. And the guy, a commentator, gosh, I wish I could remember his name. He really pissed me off. He's just like, oh, let's just get him a class and move on. It's not just about getting a person one class and then forgiving them because they play football. I mean, first of all, you have to look at how we're putting these athletes into sports, and we're looking at all the cheating scandals that have been going on. And honestly, how do you expect an athlete to go to an Ivy League school where somebody with no other extracurricular activities is having a hard time passing classes because it's so intense? And then you say, hey, on top of that, I want you to be in this huge athletic program where, generally speaking, most of these athletes don't come from great academic schools and haven't been really pushed to their highest level of academia. So some of these athletes, yeah, some of them can barely breathe. Some of them, and that's a stereotype, but a lot of them range in different abilities of their academic standings. And to expect them to all of a sudden go to an Ivy League school, do better, the same or better as these other people who have 100% of time to study, that's an issue right there. Then you have, why is it only black athletes right now that are getting caught? Oh, they're the ones that got caught. So are we going to go into every athlete in the NFL's personal life and in their city where I'm sure there are records, where I'm sure there has been domestic violence, and are we going to pull all those people? And for that matter, let's not look at the players only. Let's look at the coaches. Let's look at the trainers. Let's look at everyone else. I mean, there's a lot going on. Look at, what's his name? Jerry, oh gosh, that stupid pedophile, that guy that got arrested. Remember him? I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. But I mean, look at that. Jerry Sandusky, hello. Jerry Sandusky. Look at that. How long was it going on? And, oh, but he coaches football great. There are allowances made for a lot of people. And all I'm going to say is, like, you want to vilify Ray Rice, but you know what would have really helped him and maybe helped his wife and helped the message that the NFL wants to send? Don't throw him out forever. Hello, Michael Vick came back. Don't suspend him indefinitely. Say, you know what, we're going to suspend him for 2 years or such and such a date. Get him help. Put him out there with kids. Put him out there as the NFL. You keep this man. You let his wife still not be the one who's getting her ass beat at home because she now lost him his job. And you know what you do? You get him therapy. You get her therapy. You figure out how do we make the situation better? Do we just hush it up and say condemn him as an evil villain? You know what? Not everyone's born a villain. Not every wife beater is an evil person. You know what? Who knows if he was beat as a kid? Who knows what his backstory is? It's wrong to hit a person, but it's even more wrong to just say, you know what? You can't be rehabilitated. Is he in jail? No. So we need to fix the problem. We need to fix what's happening. We don't need to fix the symptoms. We need to fix the problem. So let's look at somebody like Ray Rice and let's not take his whole life away and her life away and everyone else's life away and say, you know what? And maybe he can never play football. Maybe he will never get the therapy. Maybe he will stay an abuser, I don't know. But I know that if you sit there and you just throw something out and you make him even more upset, that situation's not going to get any better. So you need to make a real difference. So for that man on TV who was like, oh, let's just give him a class, who cares about the situations? You know what I care about? I care about people. And I care much more about people than I do about a sport or anything else, okay? And I believe that athletes are important, and I believe that you need to support the system, and I believe that the athletic system supports black people and gives soldiers in Afghanistan something to look forward to, and people team pride. And I understand why sports are important, and I get that, but people are important. And this NFL Roger Goodell, what an idiot. And you know what? I don't know if the answer is let's just throw a woman CFO in there or CEO in there and that'll fix everything. It's not about men or women, feminist, it's about just people. You take care of your people, you treat people well, and you know what? Ray Rice is a person too, but you know what? His wife, yeah, she's a victim. And you know what? If she stayed, she stayed, and that is her choice, and no one should condemn her for anything that she does, but we have to look at why you have these athletic people causing these transgressions, doing these things. Are we not doing something enough? Are we creating, a thing of violence? I don't think football makes you violent. I don't think any sport gives you a propensity to make you violent, because there are a lot of people who are very mild-mannered who beat people up. And there are women who are beaters too, and women who think it's okay to slap their boyfriends or slap their husbands. Tawny Katane, do we not remember her back in the 80s when she got in trouble for beating up her baseball player boyfriend? I mean, listen, women also are, cause domestic violence. Granted, not as much, and in different ways, and it's not as reported, but it's there. So all I have to say to Mr. NFL jerkface commentator is, listen, maybe before you run your mouth with some stupid-ass comments that you clearly don't know about, and when you clearly are dehumanizing the situation and just ready to go back to football, I understand it's a sports show, but maybe have a little compassion. Because you know what? If that was your daughter, I guarantee you would not be saying that. And if that was your son who was the perpetrator, you would not be saying that. So maybe you should think a little bit more before you run your big-ass mouth, because that's what I got to say. So that's what I'm saying today. And really just, it's a sad situation, and we need to look at it from all different angles, and we need to look at why it's all this with the black players. We need to look at what other sports this is happening in. We need to look at how do we fix this problem? How do we teach men it's not okay to hurt your woman? And how do we teach women it's not okay to stay, and it's not okay to hurt your men too? It's not a male versus female. It's a person versus person, and the power plays. So that's my rant for today. I hope it maybe made sense to you. If you have any opinions, if you think I'm totally wrong, if you think I'm right, leave me a comment. Don't tell me in person. I mean, you can't tell me in person because I would like that, obviously. But leave me a comment here. Fill something out. Tell me what you want to hear. Have a great day.